Hi, I'm Barry Braun.
And I'm Ashley Butler.
Welcome back to the Happy Community Show. Last week we were talking with Dr. Kathleen Kevaney about sustainable food and its effect on happy communities. We do this every week. We do this with some interesting person from our community who has a contribution to making our community better off. And we're lucky here to have our co-host, actually, Ashley,
Yes.
Ashley Butler, who's a business person here in Sackville, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
So, Ashley, tell us a little bit about how your business contributes to the well-being of our community.
So it goes back to like when we were talking in the first episode on how when the teacher strike was going on, we jumped right in and helped with the proms and the graduations for schools because these teenagers, like, they understood how to do this, but they really needed help from the community in that time. So we were doing balloon bouquets, we were doing rentals, we were doing deliveries, just everything we could, and offering discounts and stuff so that way they could have the proms and graduations that they really wanted to. Another thing we do too is we actually do a lot of events with the Rock Church as well. One of my employees, her mom is actually part of that, so we do a lot of snow cone, cotton candy machine rentals, that sort of thing, carnivals, all that sort of fun stuff. And not to mention, well, we hire seasonals, so we keep the jobs local, we bring jobs into the community and that sort of thing.
Sure. My experience is that one of the binders for community, one of the things that actually binds the soul of a community together is the role of business in the community.
Definitely.
I've been a businessman all my life, and here at the Happy Community Project, well, you know, Ashley, how many people actually come from the business community to help create the well-being in our community here in Sackville.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So we're here today actually to talk with Jannaya Jenson, who's with the Halifax Regional Library, about the role of the library in contributing to the community. So welcome, Jannaya.
Thank you.
So let's get to know you a little bit, Jannaya,
Great.
first of all. You grew up in Saskatchewan, right?
I did, yes. I grew up in Saskatchewan and moved out here, I think, about 5 years ago to go to grad school to take the library studies program at Dalhousie. And that's a 2-year program. I finished that, and I've been working for the Halifax Public Library System ever since.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So what made you settle down besides the school kept you here? You didn't want to go back?
I mean, I still have family ties back home for sure, but I started working for Halifax Public Libraries during my degree.
Okay.
And that just helped. I really created a tie, a stronger tie with me to the community here, is working with the public in that way. So yeah, I stayed here after finishing my degree because I've just feel really great working for the public library system here.
Cool. Very cool.
We've known each other for a short while now, Jannaya, but I don't actually really know. What's your role at the library?
Yeah, so I'm at Sackville Public Library on Sackville Drive, and I'm the adult services librarian there. So I'm involved in a few different initiatives at the library. We do adult programming there, so I'm involved in helping plan that. We have a home delivery service for members of the community that can't visit the library themselves. We take materials to them. I supervise staff, work on the information desk, help with technology. So it's and many other things besides that. So it's kind of a general role with a lot of variety.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So libraries aren't about books anymore.
That's right.
I noticed, well, I think one of the things, first of all, just as a compliment, I was recently in Toronto, and I went to a public library there, one of their main public libraries. And it was like walking back into the dark ages compared here to Halifax.
Interesting.
It was all hush-hush and quiet, and don't touch and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
That's not my experience here in Nova Scotia with our libraries.
Yeah, that's right. So we do still have books, and we have other resources for people to borrow, DVDs and CDs and so forth. But really, we're moving towards creating a more kind of a social community space for people where everybody is welcome. So you don't have to be a quiet person of a certain type to be at a library. Anybody can be there and feel welcome there. So yeah, it's definitely changing.
Cool, very cool. So the Halifax Library in Halifax, or sorry, the library in Halifax, the one that we're pretty much famous for.
Oh, right.
Have you worked in that one at all?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I actually, my first library job in Halifax was with the old Spring Garden branch, and then I moved over to the new building because I was still working at that location at the time. So I was there for maybe about a year and a half or 2 years before moving out here. Yeah.
And did you find a difference between the two libraries? Like when you come to Sackville, there's probably more, you see the same people probably, and the same people coming to the same camps and stuff. Do you find that a little different than the Halifax one?
Definitely. So both libraries are very different, and they both have their really excellent, unique strengths. I noticed one of the differences at Sackville is I have been able to get to know customers more quickly, just because it is a smaller space. We have fewer desks there, so we're just making contact with more people than we would have in a bigger building. So that's one of the things I've really loved about being out here is that personal feeling there.
Yeah. So one of the core things that binds communities together is a meeting place.
Yes.
Right. That there is so it used to be the church played a big role in that, and also the school played a big role in that. But we've kind of shifted our community center out of those kind of places. And so my sense is that the library is now sort of picking up that space and becoming the community center for our communities. Is that?
Yes, so serving as a community meeting space is one of the big directions that libraries are going, and I think the reason the library is so well suited to that is we are a neutral space. Anybody's welcome there. There's no fee to be at the library, and we just kind of provide that common ground. So any person can be there, any topic can be discussed, so I think it's definitely growing towards being more and more of a meeting place all the time.
Yeah, I noticed that they're actually set up that way, where you have table or chairs sitting around a circular table where strangers can come sit down and.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned earlier, it's no longer hush hush quiet place anymore. It's a place where we encourage people to be talking and meeting with each other. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
I know that when I was younger, I attended the summer camps at the library. They were so much fun. I'm not a very much camp person, but I really enjoyed them. So do you still offer that? And do you find you get like community groups helping out with that, or kind of explain on that?
Yeah, definitely. So we are currently running our summer reading club. It's something that we do run every summer. Okay. So kids can come to the library. They set a goal for not only how many books they want to read, but also if they want to do crafts or art projects or attend library programs. Those can all count towards their points goal.
Cool.
And around that, there are several programs that the library hosts. For kids to keep active during the summer and involved, and we've found community groups have been really helpful in contributing to that. So last week we had the Summer Reading Club kickoff in Acadia Park.
Oh, good.
And we had Memory Lane Family Place, the Bedford Sackville Community Health Team there, the Sackville Community Food Garden were there, and a number of other community people. So yeah.
Good.
So what are some of the activities, Jannaya, that the library actually puts on that actually brings people together so that there's social mixing in them?
Yeah, totally. So as the adult services librarian, I can speak a bit more to adult programs myself. A big part of what we do is just creating opportunities for people to share learning experiences together. So for example, this summer we hosted a series of gardening workshops with various presenters, and these were opportunities where people were working on their projects together in tables in the library and sharing their gardening knowledge with each other as well. And just seeing the excitement that people came out of the room with, they had their project to take home, and they were talking to people after the program. We had one lady tell me that she and her husband are going to be out of town for the summer, but they're going to come in for all of our programs just because they've enjoyed them so much. So I think when you create those opportunities for people to share experiences together, it brings people back into the community and strengthens those ties.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I also understand there's a huge resource the library is a huge resource for the public to be used. For example, excuse me, you have meeting rooms there that
Yes.
people can use for whatever reason they want to use.
Yeah, absolutely. It's available for people to use at the library book space. We had a Happy Community Project event there in January, the first meeting of the Sackville area. So if that's what people are interested in, feel free to contact the library.
Awesome. Excuse me. So we got time for one more question before we get to the break here.
Great.
So what would you want people to know about the library now that they don't know?
I would love people to know that the library is there for them. We want to know what they want from us, and we want community input in directing our services. So that would be a big thing I'd want people to know is it's a place for events and for also just, using resources, but also meeting with people. And I think what I would really want people to know is we want them to shape the space how they want it as well, and let us know what services they want from us.
Great.
Awesome. So I'm Barry Braun.
And I'm Ashley Butler.
And been talking with Jannaya Jenson. We're going to talk with her some more right after the break. So thank you, Jannaya, for coming in today, and we'll be picking up the conversation again in a few minutes.
Great, thank you.
All right, welcome back after the break. I'm Ashley Butler.
And I'm Barry Braun. Before the break, we were talking with Jannaya Jenson from the Halifax Regional Library. And you were talking about all of the different kinds of programs that the library offers. So maybe we can dig down a little bit deeper into some of them.
Sure.
Let's first of all talk about some of the programs that are about socially connecting that we're working on, and maybe with the Happy Community Project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for example, one of the projects that's happening in the community, the community food garden, and I know the Happy Community Project has been supporting the community garden a lot.
Yes.
We've been involved in helping support that project as well. So at the beginning in the fall, we coordinated with Jason Craig, and we were a site where people could apply for space for the community garden, and we're helping promote it to the community as well. Jason, I know, held several community engagement sessions at different locations, and that was something that we helped promote as well. And I think the community garden is turning into a really excellent space for people to get resources they need, but also to connect with other people in the community who are working at the garden too. So that's one of the projects we've been supporting.
Yeah, I was down there just the other day. It was a nice sunny day, and I noticed people sort of mingling around out there and
definitely
bumping into each other.
Yeah. So Jason Craig and the garden crew have been wonderful, and we're happy to support it.
And some of the other projects that you guys got going on is Best Recipe and the youth projects. Can you elaborate a little bit on those two?
Yeah, yep. So one idea brought up during a Happy Community Projects meeting for a community initiative was the Best Recipes project.
Right.
So the idea for this project is for there to be events and opportunities for people to gather around food, around sharing recipes and cooking. Creating those opportunities for people to connect and share their own cooking, and the hope would be for these recipes to be made available to the public.
Okay.
So it's an excellent idea. We are currently only have a couple people on board, so we would need more people from the community who would like to help with the project. But
Sure.
So how could someone get information on that and how to get involved?
So I would say getting in touch with the Happy Community Project. The website is a
Yeah.
good source for that.
Yeah.
And going to Happy Community Project meetings is another way if people are interested. Contacting.
Sure. The meetings are always on the happycommunityproject.com webpage. There's an event page there that's talking about them, so all people are welcome.
Yeah.
The you're sorry, go ahead, Ashley.
No, that's okay. And the youth project that just started up, I think, last week or
Right. So Sackville Library has a really great group of teens that use the library. And so a program we've had for a while at the library is Teen Zone on Thursday nights. And lots of teens come out to that and they direct the activities that are happening there. And recently, some library staff members have brought some teens to a Happy Community Project meeting just to see if there are opportunities they would like to get involved with there as well. So it's providing yet another opportunity for teens to get involved in the community and meet other people as well.
Yeah, which is really good because I find that like when I came out of high school, I didn't want to do anything with communities. I just wanted to go hang out with my friends and stuff. So finding something that I would have been interested in and doing it with my friends would have been like really cool to have. And I know kids these days need volunteering and like community things on their resume. So I think that's like a great start. And that way it's different. Everyone has the same thing on their resume. It's something that they can actually enjoy and they might even continue doing it after the hours that they've required.
So one of the things that we're trying to do with the youth, it's still a work in progress to see whether it actually happens or not, but there's the idea of reverse mentoring. So kids are smart and smarter than us in a lot of ways. And so how can we bring out that mentoring from the kids and have them educate more older people and in the process get a sort of an intergenerational mix going on?
Yeah, I think that's an important part of any kind of relationship building or community work. It's never one way. People are always learning from everybody involved in a project. I think the more you can get generations to connect, I think that's really important to the health of the community as well. If there are opportunities the teens are interested in providing, doing some type of volunteer work, that's something we'd be happy to support.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So earlier you were talking about the Best Recipe Project, and you were talking about it as, the outcome is about sharing of recipes and that sort of stuff. But from the Happy Community Project's perspective, it's more about how can we use this as a tool to get people knowing each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not just about sharing recipes online and nobody ever meets anything. It's actually
People coming together.
People coming together and how do they select the best recipes? We do that by some process. I don't know what it is yet.
Right.
But it involves people having to talk with each other and get to know each other.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's one of the ideas behind the project is creating those opportunities for people to get together and direct what they want included and the connection through it.
Yeah.
Well, you can always guarantee people and food are going to blend well together no matter what you do.
Absolutely.
So from the library's perspective, why do you think the library joined in with the Happy Community? Like, did they see something with it? Did they, what do you think on that?
Well, I think a large part of it, Barry approached us about hosting the first Happy Community Project event at the library. We have him to thank for instigating all of that for sure. But the library, it seemed like a natural fit because we're community workers.
Exactly.
That's our job. That's what we do. And seeing initiatives that are bringing people together to support new community projects is something that we would like to be involved in supporting as well, and so it just seems like a natural fit.
Definitely.
I can speak from my experiences that the library has been absolutely phenomenal in supporting and being creative and helping us. get the Happy Community Project off the ground. So what other things could you see us doing together, Jannaya?
I think right now what I'm really interested in the direction, the potential there is with the teens that are, that were at the recent meeting to see what they're involved in. I know that's still a work in progress, but if there's interest there, I think that's one of the new directions that has some great potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome, the potential that I know that the other team members, including Ashley, are really excited about the possibility of the teens working with the Happy Community Project.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what nights does the youth project kind of
happening at the library?
Yeah.
So that's Thursday nights.
Okay.
Every Thursday throughout the year.
Okay.
It's called Teen Zone.
Right.
And yeah, it's just been a very successful program.
Certain ages?
Yep. So it's the ages for Teen Zone is 13 to 18.
Okay.
It starts at 6 o'clock on Thursday nights, goes till about 8:30.
Okay.
And one of the wonderful things about it is it is very directed by the community. So it's kept fairly open to what activities the teens want to do. So if they want to watch a movie one night, they can watch a movie. If they want to, cook chili together at the library, they can cook chili. It's very, the flexibility of it is great, and it gives teens a bit of ownership over what's being offered to them. So
cool.
So we're back to food again, right?
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So this has been going on. If there's a teen out there right now who wants to get involved, can they still get involved, or is there a start and end date to this?
The Teen Zone?
Yeah.
No start and end date. It's totally it's very casual. So if a teen wants to just come in and check it out, there's no pressure at all. And there's no long-term commitment either. It's very casual that way.
Yeah, awesome.
Very cool. Is there any other activities or programs kind of starting up this summer, or they kind of all started now that we're into July?
Well, specifically for teens or generally?
Just community-based.
Yeah, community-based.
Yeah.
One actually exciting project we have that started this May is the Sackville and Bedford Public Libraries received funding for a heritage project throughout the year.
Oh, very cool.
And that involves a couple of different aspects. So one of the aspects of the project is we're inviting community members to meet with library staff to have memories from the past and hopes for the future recorded for an online portal for the community to view.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's a chance for people to share their stories of the community. And the plan is in December we'll have kind of a party event to celebrate all that people have contributed to it. Another aspect is we are hosting a monthly heritage program at the library through this project. So, for example, on July 29th at 2 o'clock, we're having a Mi'kmaq cultural program at the library and a genealogy workshop in August. So those are opportunities where people are learning from a community presenter about having that shared learning experience. And we're finding from, for example, in May we had Elmer Grove from the Foltz House Museum present.
Yes.
And after the program, people continued talking to each other about the topic, which was key historical figures of the area.
Yeah.
And we had I had one gentleman come up to me after the program and said, "I've lived here for decades, and I still learned new things from this tonight." So
very cool.
So it's creating opportunities for people to come together.
Yeah, I'm blown away. I'm not from Sackville, but I've gotten to know Sackville through the Happy Community Project, and I'm blown away by both the depth of community spirit inside Sackville, as well as their rich heritage. It's just just an awesome experience.
Definitely, and it's exciting to celebrate and recognize that.
Yeah. There's I know when we had our open house there was a lot of people that had lived in Sackville. They didn't like it, and then they left, and they realized, oh no, I actually love Sackville, I miss it, and they come back and they realize it's kind of like a place where you want to come back to. You have your roots down, that sort of thing. Yeah.
So Jannaya, we're getting close to wrapping up. I have a really curious question for you.
Okay.
So if you had a dream for the community of Sackville, what would it be?
Oh, wow. I would just love to see even more growth in these different initiatives where people are coming together. So even more even more growth and participation in. And there's so many wonderful programs and initiatives in the community, and I'm seeing growth already. And to see that continue, I think, is a big part of it. More engagement all the time.
Yeah, I find everything's being updated, and there's just Sackville's growing so fast, which is really good. So don't forget to tune in next Wednesday for our next guest. Thank you so much for coming out today. Really enjoyed talking with you. If you know someone or any community group that wants to be actually featured on our show, you can also learn more by our website, happycommunityproject.com. I'm Ashley Butler.
And I'm Barry Braun, and we'll see you again next week, Wednesdays at 12:30.
Yes. Thanks.